1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, no speak English. What is going on, guys? This is a Club of the Man 1993 coming at you, and yes, I had to mock the way Shinsuke Nakamura did his 10 count tonight after his match that should have probably been the main event. Was not, though, unfortunately, against Jeff Hardy. But yep, so what's going on? Like always, this is my live review for SmackDown Live, the June 12th, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live, and of course, the go-home show of SmackDown Live leading into this Sunday's pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, taking place at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, only on the WWE Network. As always, new subscribers for free. Oh, shut up, I'm not going that far. And promoting the show like that. But, yeah. As always, we're going to take a look back at everything that happened on this show from beginning to end. Since SmackDown Live wasn't bad. I mean, I thought it was good. It was better than decent, I thought. I thought it was, you know, a good show to watch. Nothing really was too astronomically great, although I don't know why they had a 10-women tag match. I don't know why. I know why. Because it's the first time in SmackDown Live we've ever had a 10-woman tag match. Doesn't really mean that much, honestly. I mean, there were a few spots that I liked about it, but overall, it's still a good episode. We had a lot of fresh matches, which of course is what I'm liking about SmackDown. It's at least putting on matches that are fresh and not the same exact thing every single week. Despite the fact that SmackDown's roster is smaller than Raw's, SmackDown puts on fresh matches. Probably because it was only 2 hours and not like Raw's freaking 3. But let's get started and get right into the show. Live chat. Let's see who is here. We got Dakota. He says, I think that the WWE is babying the women now with them main eventing when the match was horrible. I would have given it an A+. If it didn't happen, so I give it an A-. Every match tonight was a first time ever match. That is true. It was. The main event, I didn't think was horrible, but it wasn't that great. But there are a few spots I liked in the match, even though the ending was interesting. But I was surprised the whole winning team was all 4 members. Well, 4 members for the SmackDown branch of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and the one who's challenging for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Maybe it wasn't horrible, I thought, in my opinion, but it still wasn't meant to be the main event, I felt. But let's get right into it. So we started off with hyping of where matches we're getting tonight. Daniel Bryan versus Shelton Benjamin and Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. We're also getting Rusev versus Samoa Joe. After this show, I have to ask once again, WWE, is Rusev Day the team of Lana, Aiden English, and Rusev? What are they? Are they baby faces or are they heels? Make up your mind. Tonight, they were treated like 100% baby faces. But I'm sure next week, they'll be treated like heels all over again. Make up your mind. They should be baby faces, though. Baby faces. I'm telling you about that. Not the ones that cry and go, wah, wah, wah. The ones who are meant to be heroes in the sports entertainment business. So I'm hoping that's the case. If you want a strong baby face, by the way, look no further than Mr. Johnny Wrestling. Right in the mail today. Had to shut off really quickly. Shout out to Robbie One Kenobi, if he comes into the live chat, who retweeted my photo on Twitter and said, Mikey Wrestling. Love you, Robbie. Thank you again. So let's get, anyways, we have Paige, though, in the ring, along with all 4 of the women from SmackDown Live in the ladder match. She introduces them all, which are Lana, Naomi, Becky, and Charlotte. They have an opportunity to change their lives forever with the Money in the Bank briefcase. She puts the Raw women over briefly, saying she needed the best to counter the best, which she did. But she doesn't care who wins as long as one that brings the briefcase back to her house, SmackDown Live. Lana says she'll bring it home and gets into it with Naomi, John back and forth. Based off they've been somewhat feuding because of the whole dance-off they had, which was actually pretty good. Naomi reminds us that she won the women's Battle Royal WrestleMania. Charlotte said the only reason she won is that she wasn't in the match. Charlotte's done everything there is to do in this business, except for winning the contract. It's the only thing she has not done yet. Then Becky in State Your Claim reminded us of her own credentials, but she's sick of saying I was, and is going to start saying I am, as in I am going to be SmackDown Women's Champion again. Charlotte wishes her luck, but Becky says that's got nothing to do with it. She'll go through anyone and anything to do it. Just like how she beat Charlotte last week. Asked how's her arm feeling, by the way. Naomi reminds her there's 6 other women in the match, and Becky says she'll beat them too. And then out came the IKonics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. Billie asks Peyton if she's thinking what she's thinking, and she says yes. It'll take a miracle for these women to bring the briefcase back. And then Billie actually meant that the W Universe smells kind of funny. They move on to their impressions of Becky Lynch, and then Billie Kay starts doing something about Charlotte, and then mocking how she cries when she loses. And then Naomi cuts them off and saying they didn't forget about her, though, and Orlana, and they mock their dance off pretty much, which I'll deny. That part was kind of like, woo! I mean, again, like the IKonics can be entertaining on the microphone, but if they want me to take them seriously, they have to start winning. And then out came, the second set of women who, really haven't done too much yet, even though I gotta say one of them looks, woo! Fine as can be, and that's Mandy Rose. She came out with Sonya Deville, though. With Sonya, she's okay. Again, I have to have respect for her because she's 2 days younger than me. But Mandy calls Paige out and says she's going to be disappointed on Sunday because the talent outside the ring is far superior to the ones inside the ring, which is completely false, which leads to the women inside the ring to hit the floor, and we got a brawl. So I'm thinking, it's going to set up for an 8-women tag match. Holla, holla, player. So I'm like, probably get that next or something. But that was not the case. They cut off pretty quickly. They didn't even see, who came out on top in the beatdown. So we don't know what's going to happen. But then it was announced that it would be an 8-woman tag match setting up for later on tonight, which is going to end up being the main event. Well, not that match, a different match, but involved 8 of those women. Then we had a recap of Daniel Bryan's Fallout promo from last week that he had on Big Cass, which was really good. He points out that Big Cass doesn't even know how to break his leg and teases the you're going to get your head kicked in wrist clutch stomp as a finish for the Money in the Bank is played back for us. We did so. And because we have Big Cass promo said last week that Daniel Bryan can play the role of Survivor pretty much and Daniel Bryan just mentions like everything that he could do to Big Cass, any submission do to him, what he's going to do to him after everything he's been doing to him lately, and he says, and you can't teach how to survive that. Walks away. Before we go to the next match, just look at the live chat real quickly. We got Dakota. He said it was sloppy. The end was the best part. Carmela tapped out very quickly. Did you see Jeff still favoring his hip? Yes, I did. Yeah, IKonics. Yeah, man, Peyton Royce. I agree. Peyton's definitely the better looking one, but Billie's not too bad either. Also, I swear Aleister Black better not be in the cruiser division when he goes to the main roster. He only weighs 205 pounds. Don't give him any ideas, Dakota. Do not give him any ideas. Then we had this match. It was Daniel Bryan versus Shelton Benjamin. First time we've seen Shelton Benjamin in quite a while. He hasn't been seen, I don't think, since one of his matches with Randy Orton, I think it was, on SmackDown Live before Backlash. Apparently, there are rumors who would bring back his old theme music, but we didn't see it tonight. But Bryan and Benjamin had a pretty good match, I thought, for the most part. There was some, action with them just circling around each other, doing that stuff, the uppercuts. Shelton was in a half crab in the square in the middle of the ring. Bryan was able to get to the ropes and force a break. And we had, Daniel Bryan also going after the knee of Shelton Benjamin as well. We got yes kicks, and then Daniel Bryan, again, he actually did have the yes lock on Shelton Benjamin at one point, but Shelton did not tap out. So then Daniel Bryan ends up beating Shelton Benjamin, getting the tap out to the heel hook. So you got him to tap out to that, and Daniel Bryan wins, getting him momentum going into Sunday. To surprise, though, Big Cass did not come out and attack. I was very surprised he didn't come out at all and face Bryan face to face. I was surprised he did not do that. We heard from Big Cass later, but we'll get to that pro later. But solid matches out between Daniel Bryan and Shelton Benjamin, definitely. We get a recap of the feud going on between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, and then backstage we have Paige telling she ran to Asuka and said she wants Carmela tonight. Paige, being the regional general manager, not making Money in the Bank matches for the show before the pay-per-view, says she can't do that, but she'll do her a favor and put her and Carmela into the tag match tonight. I'm like, okay. Asuka agrees and says it's good for her and bad for Carmela. Then Paige comes across The Miz, dressed up as a referee. And he claims he's up for a movie role about a dog that referees the main event of WrestleMania. He plays the dog's mentor. This turns out to be, he wants to pretty much be the special guest referee for Rusev and Joe later on. Paige says she's on to him. He's got hot, so she steals his hand and goes up line and gives him what he wants. She pretty much mocks when Miz tries to talk over her again. She literally steals his line and goes, "When my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut." And the crowd did a good pop to that press, but she ended up giving The Miz what he wanted anyway, so it was a little strange, but she did anyways. By the way, if I haven't mentioned already, Paige looks fine in the outfit she wears for her GM role. Anyways, though, getting off track here. Then we had this segment. It was kind of short, though. I mean, I would have thought it was a little bit longer, but it was kind of short, sweet to the point, but it was just like, okay, it happened. Jerry the King Lawler, of course, had to appear since we're in his hometown, Memphis, Tennessee. His AJ Styles count. He was having a brief interview with AJ Styles. He tells AJ he slapped Nakamura last week, like he slapped Andy Kaufman, and Styles admitted he got under his skin and he lost his cool. For that, he should probably apologize. And Lawler's like, what? And then AJ says he's sorry he didn't knock his head off with his fist. This ain't no playground. It's the house that AJ Styles built, and that's what men do. They have unwritten rules, and Nakamura can't follow those rules. He'll be disciplined. If he wants to act like a child, AJ will act like a man. The last man standing match, and he'll leave the same way he came in as WWE champion. It was short, to the point. So it was a little too short. I felt like I could have used another, paragraph or whatnot, or something else too. It was just like, came out, talked for a few seconds. I'll see you guys later. That's what it felt like. It was okay, but I'm just like, meh, whatever. It was good, but yeah, they have Miz backstage with referee Danilo Anfibilio discussing the right rules of being a referee, pretty much as we get ready for the next match, which was Rusev versus Samoa Joe. Again, Rusev felt like the baby face in this match. The match wasn't too bad, I thought. Of course, it was teasing, some more tension between the men's Money in the Bank ladder match participants, as we have Miz, the three of them in there, and then of course the fourth one is one member of the New Day. We still don't know who that is yet. But there was a couple miscommunications in the match, and then to a surprise, Rusev won the match after hitting Joe with the Machka kick. So yeah, Rusev got Daniel Bryan tap out, got the pass out to the Coquina Clutch recently. He's picked up a few wins here and there. But I definitely think that match with Roman Reigns at Backlash did hurt his momentum somewhat. But I'm not completely opposed to Rusev winning this match. Give Rusev some momentum going forward. Afterwards, though, and then Rusev goes get a ladder, though, and he knocks Joe out of the ring. He sets up the climb, and in the background we see Aiden English getting all hyped up, going like, "Come on, yeah!" And then you see him disappear all of a sudden. I'm like, what happened there? Then Miz just came into the ring, snuck up behind him, hit the skull crushing finale on him to get. Not to get the victory, just to leave him standing. He climbs up to the ladder and he grabs a briefcase and reminds us how to win it. But here was another comical part. He comes down, he takes over to the commentary table. He opens it as he pledges to win the title. But then Byron Saxton's like, Miz, the title's full of pancakes. And then Miz just goes berserk going, "Ah, pancakes, pancakes, I hate pancakes. Where's the contract? Where's the contract? Where's the contract?" And he knows it was the New Day's up to their typical tricks, since they've been getting under the Miz's skin about when they're going to decide. Miz is the only one that's been obsessed with finding out which member of the New Day was going to be in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It's the Miz's mind game just to continue to stir the pot with all the members in the match, which is, of course, why he wanted to be special guest referee between the match with Rusev and Samoa Joe. Of course, again, we don't know who is going to be the New Day's member yet, but they were watching backstage just laughing pretty much. Now we get a weird close-up of Shinsuke Nakamura backstage as he just poses to get ready for the match, doing his goofy little stuff of like he always does. We're getting ready to go to that match shortly, which should have been the main event, but it was not. Let's check on the live chat again. Let's see here. I read that. Did you know Cedric Alexander has been undefeated for about 7 months? I pretty much figured that. He thinks it's going to be Miz and Becky winning. That's who I think is going to be winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. Also, I think Carmela's team won the beauty contest. Yeah, I think so for the most part. I mean, all of them out there are beautiful, but them especially. It had 2 of the 3 hottest divas, and Mandy and Peyton. Carmela is 5th. The only one who's missing was Bliss. His top 5 hottest divas are Mandy, Peyton, Alexa, Lana, and Carmela. Definitely up there. Come to think of it, Jeff kicked Nakamura's butt the entire match, basically, but it was the best match of the night. And yes, Jeff beat Shinsuke. Why does AJ call it the house he built? Actually, The Rock created SmackDown. They named that to The Rock from laying the SmackDown. Well, Rock created SmackDown. AJ Styles built SmackDown live. I don't know. Maybe the New Day will pick James Ellsworth to be their participant. Would be a swerve, but that would be funny. Did you know all faces won tonight? Yeah, pretty much they all did. You got a point there. Then we had the match, though. Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. First time we've seen Jeff Hardy in a few weeks because of his pinched nerve injury he's had. There was a spot in the match, though. Well, actually, it was towards the end of the match where Hardy looked like he was going to get the win on Nakamura, hitting a twist of fate. And then into the Swanton Bomb. But then when he hit the Swanton Bomb, obviously the back kind of aggravated him again. Nakamura took advantage of that, and he eventually, well, actually, here's the thing, there wasn't a clear winner, but then it was just, the match itself wasn't bad, but it was more so just an angle to set up to make Nakamura, because he looked like the guy who just takes people down. As Jeff Hardy became the latest victim of the King of Low Blows, taking a low blow right to the place where it does not shine at all. And he went down, Nakamura set up, and he hit him with the Kinshasa. And just like at the end of this video, I will do it again. He starts a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Making the goofy facial expressions that he does at times. So yeah, match wasn't bad. Definitely expect better from them on a pay-per-view match someday. Hopefully they'll have a pay-per-view match someday down the line, Jeff and Shinsuke. But just an angle, just another way to not have Jeff look completely weak as U.S. champion, which I don't know what he's doing for the title. I've heard rumors he may be having an open challenge. Maybe John Cena will answer it. I'll put over Jeff. I don't know. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, Nakamura just takes him out with a low blow into Kinshasa, and Jeff couldn't get up to the count of 10. So, we'll see what happens this Sunday. I mean, AJ and Shinsuke didn't even interact here. We didn't have too many, well, not all of them, but too many superstars involved in feuds interact really on this show. No Big Cass, Daniel Bryan, no AJ and Shinsuke. Well, we had Asuka and Carmela interact. Nothing though with the Bludgeon Brothers or the club, with no advertisement whatsoever. Oh, it's the fact that's going to be on the pre-show. SmackDown tag titles can't catch a break. The SmackDown tag team division is so much more relevant than Raw's tag team division. Yet the SmackDown tag team division is being put on the pre-show. Are you kidding me? The Pirates are losing 8-0. Not talking about baseball. My team just sucks. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so Nakamura gets disqualified, and Jeff Hardy wins by disqualification and counts out the 10. We got that pretty much. Let's see here. Did you know? Yeah, who's next to be the victim of low blows? I call it the phenomenal ball arm. The phenomenal ball arm. Well, maybe Nakamura's arm getting hurt if the rumors are true. If the rumors are true, people are saying that that AJ will come prepared wearing a cup or whatnot, and it'll probably hurt Nakamura's arm. I don't know. I kind of hope this is the last match between these two. I feel like, if you drag this feeling any much longer, it's just no one's gonna care at all by the time. If they're trying to get to SummerSlam, no one's gonna care. Well, unless they do the rematch, or if they don't do a rematch, who knows? Well, I don't think anyone will beat a 10 count if they get hit in the nuts and a knee to the face. Probably not, because it pretty much hurt. Or I'm sorry, in the words of Nakamura, knee to the face. We got that. Then we had this promo by Big Cass. He is originally interviewed by Renee Young, but he said he can take it from here. And he tells us about his day. He went to the county fair where he paid it $25 large to open a roller coaster. He pretended to smile, took his pictures, and took their money. But he also took a souvenir, the height requirement chart for the roller coaster. He thought they could bond over it, but unfortunately, one member of the SmackDown locker room doesn't meet the requirement, Daniel Bryan. He said last week, a good man always beats a good little man, and that's what's going to happen on Sunday. It won't be a roller coaster ride. It'll be a free fall drop. And if Bryan tries to come up to his level, he's going to come crashing right back down. All right, promo. I thought that stuff with the clown height thing was kind of corny. I mean, it's much as simple, Big Cass is going to be following Daniel Bryan in his shadow, as long as he can, pretty much. I think, with Daniel Bryan getting the upper hand on him and a lot of people with that heel hook submission, I still think I still see Big Cass kind of away with the win. I mean, yeah, it would be kind of 50, well, not completely 50-50 booking, since, Big Cass won. I mean, Big Cass lost at Backlash and beat down Bryan afterwards. So I think Big Cass is probably gonna pick up the win here. I think maybe we'll have some type of blow off match with a match stipulation at Extreme Rules maybe, or something like that. I'm not sure, but either way, it's probably gonna at least help further on and get Daniel Bryan ready for The Miz, as that feud is going to happen. They didn't bring The Miz over to SmackDown Live just for no reason whatsoever. He's going to be feuding with Daniel Bryan. It's even going to be at SummerSlam, or it's going to be a feud later on leading up to WrestleMania. I cannot wait to see that feud between those two of them. We got our main event, the 10-woman tag match: Asuka, Becky, Charlotte, Lana, and Naomi versus Carmela, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, Catwoman and Poison Ivy, and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. Again, the match was not really a main event type match. There were a couple good flying spots, maybe just, showcase the 4 members of the Money to Make Ladder match from the SmackDown brand. Also, Asuka as well, the story of her, eventually getting her time to get on to Carmela, who, attacked her from behind last week. Carmela, who's continuing to say she isn't afraid of Asuka. She feels confident because, Charlotte beat Asuka and Carmela beat Charlotte. I'm surprised, though, that Carmela has not brought up the fact yet that that in that one battle royale for number 1 contendership for the NXT Women's Championship a couple years ago, she won it. Of course, she lost her match to Bayley, and then that's before Bayley defended the title against Asuka at NXT TakeOver Dallas. But she never mentioned that, Carmela didn't win. Asuka didn't win the battle royale. Carmela did. But then after, of course, the match went on, we had some back and forth action. We got to do a big brawl. Chaos and ensued. Charlotte did some sick-looking moonsault onto the floor, taking people out. Becky first got taken out to a barricade, but then Naomi took out Deville with a nice-looking crossbody, and then Asuka nailed Rose with a roundhouse, and Carmella went to hit a super kick, but then Lana Lana makes a save, and then Carmela dumps Lana out with another super kick. But this time, Asuka blocked it though. To roll up, a kick out, and then Asuka like slipped the Asuka lock, which again I'm glad she's using that again because when she first came up to the main roster, they kind of veered away from the Asuka lock, had some like cross arm breaker. I'm glad they're using the Asuka lock again. She got Carmela to tap out, which was interesting. I'm starting to think that Carmela is somehow going to retain the championship on Sunday. And again, with Dakota telling me, and people have said also, there are rumors apparently that James Ellsworth may be coming back to WWE and returning on Sunday Money in the Bank, which again, I'd be all for. I like the pairing with James Ellsworth and Carmella as Miss Money in the Bank. So I wouldn't mind seeing them trying it again with Carmella as a SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Of course, maybe with Big Cass lurking around SmackDown Live, maybe he will. Well, actually, I forgot they're not together anymore. But never know. Never know what could happen. But yeah, Asuka got Carmella to tap out, and then afterwards, the babyface team celebrated. But then they all stood around Asuka with the briefcase, realizing that you're challenging Carmella for the championship, and if we win this match, we could be coming after you. So look out. And that's how we went out the show. Let me check the live chat first before I get my final thoughts. If he wears a cup, it'll be funny seeing Shinsuke's face. It will be. They brought Miz over to win the title. I'd be with that. I heard Eli Drake may show up at TakeOver and Keith Lee. Interesting. Gargano winning by knockout, referee stoppage due to Ciampa not being able to continue to end the feud. Could be the case. Or I mean, I wonder if since Gargano interrupted EC3's match, well, EC3 won, but I wonder if maybe EC3 will get involved in the match, take out Johnny and help Tommaso win, and then we won't see Johnny and Tommaso feud again until they get to the main roster or something like that. I don't know. I mean, that'd be a good possibility too. You mentioned though also. Ellsworth for women's champion, throw a bra on him. Oh my goodness. Lana's a face. I hope I hope she's a face, but I don't believe it. I'm gonna leave it until I see it happen consistently. Yeah, EC3 again isn't booked. I mean, it could be a way to help get EC3 going as well as a heel on NXT, but we'll see what happens. But that's gonna be my prediction for that. For now, I'm still predicting Miz and Becky to win Money in the Bank, but I'll mention more in my top 10 topics show, which I'll record either tomorrow or Thursday. Again, this is my preview of Money in the Bank. Again, I still don't do live predictions for Money in the Bank because, again, top 10 topics is something I started way before I knew live stream existed, and it just gives me an excuse also to play around with some graphics and play around with my own tools as a real life videographer. Also, that's why top 10 topics is still sticking around and being my preview and prediction show pretty much for the pay-per-view coming up. Of course, also we'll get my 205 live review in sometime tomorrow, an NXT review, and also I have the video of my thoughts of Corey Graves' tweets towards CM Punk. Gonna be exporting after I finish this video. I'm also going to do a rant on Brock Lesnar breaking CM Punk's title reign record. And then, of course, Thursday we're doing a special live stream. I think it's gonna be something to do with Money in the Bank. I'm not sure exactly what it is yet. We got that. Get past the Hall and Tooth. I'll try to wrap it up this week also. SummerSlam retro reviews are still coming. Saturday, I'm going to do live reactions during Velveteen Dream and Ricochet and Gargano and Ciampa matches. Live review of that Saturday. Sunday, live review of Money in the Bank 2018. So that's the game plan coming up this week. As far as the polls go on Twitter, let's see here. Looking at the wrong thing. So I had 2 polls as usual on Twitter after SmackDown. So what grade would you give this episode of SmackDown Live? 6 votes. 67% said A, 17% said B, 17% said C. Nobody's anything lower than that. And what show did you enjoy more this week, Raw or SmackDown Live? 8 votes. 13% said Raw. 87% said SmackDown Live. I guess Road Dogg was voted for Raw because I agree with that. SmackDown was a better show. I'd say, yeah, I give this episode of SmackDown Live a B. It wasn't anything too spectacular, but I thought it was better than just average to solid. I thought it was, a good show, a lot of fresh matches, some intriguing directions going as well. And having looking forward to Money in the Bank on Sunday. So we'll see what happens. So I give this week's episode of SmackDown Live a B. We'll see what Dakota said in the live chat. Apparently EC3 is facing Aleister Black next, so maybe you may not fear. I'm not sure. You can see him attacking Black after he beats Sullivan. It's possible. Heard Brock being Punk's record is saying a future match between Punk and Brock Survivor Series or Mania next year, as if Punk would come back. I still don't really see Punk coming back. Maybe he does. Awesome, but I'm not getting my hopes up to that at all. That was SmackDown Live again, guys. Again, what grade would you give it? I gave it a B. I enjoyed SmackDown or SmackDown Raw. Leave thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, be sure to click my like and subscribe or content come to this channel. And follow me as well on Twitter at TheManAir93. Again, I'm going to export the Corey Graves video right now. I'll get that uploaded. And then stay tuned for the rest of the stuff to come to this channel. So Dakota, thank you for joining me live. Everybody else who watches afterwards, thank you as well. And with that, guys, I am checking out. So till then, guys, have a great night. Peace out, everybody.